Hey guys, today I wanna present you 5 tips that are important to improve your raid DPS as a rogue player. Yeah, if you are dedicated to the game, then I guess you're already raiding, you already have some logs, maybe 70, 80, 85, whatever, maybe already a 90, but I guess most people want to reach 95 plus 99. Today, definitely, I cannot really help you with these tips if you're already on 98, 99. That's where you only do small things, not perfectly right. Maybe also you're not lucky with crits or whatever that you cannot reach a 99 plus or maybe even a 100. But I think everybody can reach a 95 in Warcraft logs. That's when the color is turning orange, and that's what we want to talk about today. 5 tips that can help every rogue player to reach those parses. Definitely some of these tips you will think maybe like, oh man, why is he mentioning this? It's already pretty clear. Yes, definitely. That's why it's 5. I hope that you maybe have 1 or 2 that can help you to improve your DPS. And like I said, that video is not for players who are already 89, 99 parses players. That video will not help you because I guess you know that already. But, so let's go over the tips, 5 tips, and I hope really they will help you. First of all, it's super easy, but not everybody is knowing that. And I know if you already know it, then you think like, hey, come on, everybody's knowing it. But no, not everybody is knowing it, because also I had to explain this to some of my raid members that it makes no sense for me to give them tricks. That's what we talk about first, tricks of the trade. Stop using it. Use it maximum on the pull on the tank. If you have another rogue, you can use it on the other tank if you have 2 tanks, but usually just tricks on the main tank to make the pull a little bit more smooth. Why not using tricks? Because it costs you energy. It's counting definitely not in your logs. It's also not counting in the logs of the other person. So at the end of the day, sorry, it just makes no sense to use it. Especially when you care about logs, about parses. Later on in the game, when maybe there will be some bosses showing up that are more hard, we don't know if this will really happen. Maybe your guild needs some extra damage to make that boss fight happen. Then you have 2 or 3 rogues in the raid. Yeah, then they should use tricks on other people, especially with the cliff, the tricks of the trade cliff. But right now, it makes no sense to use tricks of the trade on cooldown. To be honest, it's not even making sense. Use it more than once on the pull on the tank. That's it. That increase your damage a lot if you did it at the moment that you make on cooldown tricks on another person, because it costs you a lot of energy, so stop doing that. Increase your damage by a lot. Second tip, that's I think that's already something that can help you even if you have good logs to make them better. That's pooling energy. Pooling energy, especially when you are pooling energy before you use Envenom. Why? Because that helps you after you used Envenom, that you can use pretty fast again Mutilate. Why? Mutilate can double proc than the poisons. That can lead to more damage. I know it's sometimes a little bit hard to be patient for getting the energy pooled, but believe me, it will increase your damage. We don't. All the tips here that we're talking about are not 10% damage increase or whatever. We talk mostly about 1, 2, 3%. Stop using tricks of the trade. I'm pretty sure can increase your damage by 3 or 4%. Pooling energy before using Envenom can also pretty sure increase your damage around 2-3% if you do it good and if you have the patience to do it. So just again to clarify, 2 times Mutilate. Usually 4 or 5 combo points, then you should use Envenom. Before you use Envenom, you raid till you have around 60 energy, 60-70 energy, maybe 80, but it's okay, do it a little bit before 60-70, then you Envenom, and then you can directly Mutilate again. And like I said, that helps you to get more poison procs what leads automatically to more damage. Third point is a little bit more general again. I'm not sure if everybody is already engineer. I hope so, especially if you care about logs, but you have to go for it. Because yeah, you get a haste buff for your clothes, but also very important, and that's usually between 1 and 1.5% damage increase, depends a little bit on the bosses. Use grenades and sappers. You can use every boss fight minimum 1 sapper. That's usually what you should use kind of first, and then always when the cooldown is ready, just throw a grenade. There are macros that you can just throw the grenade on where you stay. Let me show it to you here super quick. Do I have it here ready? Yeah, here's it ready. Because you see, show tooltip, use add player Serenite bomb, and it drops just directly under you the bomb. Sapper anyways like this, so you don't need the macro for this, and that's it. Do you need to keybind it? I would say no. You see, I don't even have it keybinded. I just press it here because it's 1-2 clicks in a boss fight. If you have good keybinds, use them. At the moment I swapped a little bit around my keybinds, so that's why they are not keybinded, but yeah, it's at 1 or maybe even a little bit more than 1% damage increase. But I guess most of you are already engineer. We come to the next point, that's again very rogue related. That's one of my fave things that I mention to other rogues when I see they don't do it in their logs, and it's very important. Use Vanish at every boss fight, minimum 1 time. Depending on your kill times of your guild, you can maybe use it even 2 times in longer fights, like for example Tadius. As far as Tadius, yeah, some guilds maybe also take longer than 3 minutes for patchwork. What else could it be that is possible more than 3 minutes? Sapper? I'm not sure, but it doesn't matter. Minimum use it 1 time. Why? Because you go back to stealth. What is happening when you go to stealth? I show it to you. When we are stealth, we get a buff that's called Overkill, and that helps us to get 30% more additional energy regeneration for 20 seconds, and that's a lot. 30% more energy regeneration for 20 seconds. That's why it's important to start the fight in stealth. You know, usually you pre-pot, so you miss like here 3-4 seconds maybe on the pull that you are already out of stealth, so it's not perfect timing, but the pre-pot is more important. And then later on in the fight, you go again, you just press 1 time Vanish, zack, and then you press directly another button so that you go out of the stealth. You for sure continue to attack, you don't stop to attack, and then you have a damage increase because you have 20 seconds, 30% more energy. More energy is more damage. If you can do it 2 times in a boss fight, it will increase your damage by, I guess, between 2 and 3%. If you can only do it 1 time, it's also here depending a little bit on how fast is the boss time killed. Maybe you can pool it, you can stack it with other things like maybe your enchant on your enchant on the clothes or whatever, or the second haste pot. Like I said, depends a little bit on how the boss fight is going on, but it also can here be a 1 or 2% damage increase easily. So that leads us to the last point, last but not least, and that's a very special thing. We're talking about 1% damage increase that is possible, maybe a little bit less, so that's a very special thing. And that's, in my opinion, maybe the last thing on the list that you should do to improve your damage. All the other things are kind of pretty easy. They should not affect your playstyle in any ways. This little thing, the 5th point, can affect your playstyle a little bit. What we're talking here about, it's Feint. Usually people say like, hey, don't use Feint, it makes no damage, it only reduces your aggro. Yeah, that's true, completely. You should not use Feint, especially when it costs 20 energy. But there is a cliff of Feint that you can use. I show it to you here. Reduce the energy cost of Feint by 20. What does it mean? 0 energy cost. Feint still makes no damage, but Feint can proc poison and also can proc, for example, berserking on your weapon. What does that mean? That means that from time to time, and a very good point is after you use Envenom, you use 1 Feint and then you continue with your normal things. Again, it is maximum 1 damage, 1% damage that you're getting here. So only do it if you really want to get as much out of your character as possible. It is not necessary that you do this if you're right now on 70 locks, 75, 85, not even 90. Then it's not necessary that you do this, but for sure it's as early as you start with it, as more easy you get used to it. But I just want to clarify that this is a maximum of 1% damage gain, and it is definitely affecting your rotation, because you know one of the biggest benefits about playing as a rogue is you can concentrate on anything else because your rotation is so easy, because your rotation is usually only 1 or 2 times mutilate, you have 4 or 5 combo points, you envenom. You can concentrate that Hunger for Blood stays up, you can concentrate on using your Clothes enchant on cooldown, your Grenades on cooldown, your Haste Spot on cooldown, you can Vanish, like I told you on point 4. But besides that, super easy standard rotation. It's all about gear and staying focused to be a good SRO. This Feint thing is bringing you over the edge to make the best possible out of your character. I did not even use it by myself so far in the last few raids, especially because we split raid at the moment with our alt characters, but that's the point, that you can get the last 1% out of damage of your character. Again, use it to get procs of poisons and berserk. When do you use it? I would press it directly after Envenom. I don't know if there's a better point. If yes, maybe we will find it out in a few, but that's my opinion here about it. So if you want to try it out, try it. Point 1 to 4 are, in my opinion, much more easy, plus they bring more damage increase. So stop using Tricks of the Trade, cool energy before using Envenom, use Grenades and Sapper charges, Vanish at every boss fight, minimum 1 time, and 5th point, if you really want to top play as good as possible, use Feint in the boss fights with Cliff of Fate, because then the energy is reduced to 0. That's it guys for today. Thanks for watching, like and subscribe, see you, bye bye.